Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. Prices have moved up since this morning's update. We have broken the 42k level for Bitcoin. We were just below that earlier today. So yeah, someone obviously bought Bitcoin from yesterday to today, and I would not overstate this pump. You know, it is a pump that came out of nowhere. We've seen it before, and Bitcoin on the shorter time frames is already overbought. However, and I have to emphasize that, as we already talked about it in the last few weeks, we are first of all in a range with Bitcoin, and the alternative scenario is still realistic, and we're going to take a look at that in a minute. Cardano broke an important resistance level as well, moving higher as well, pretty much in line what other cryptos are doing. But we also have to say that Cardano in the last 7 days did lose here 12%, whereas most other cryptos didn't lose that much. But there are others that did it as well, but most of them did only lose like up to 10%. So let's take a look. First of all, maybe the fear and greed index. I just want to highlight where we currently are on this fear and greed index. Still the most basic emotions on the in the financial markets, basically fear and greed. This is what you see on other channels, always playing with people's emotions, fear and greed. See those YouTubers with their faces in the thumbnails, making panic, creating panic when, in terms of emergency videos and stuff like that, which plays basically with the fear and the greed of people, right? And that is how these people make money. And it is a way to make money and to get viewers and everything, but that is just the most basic emotions in financial markets, fear and greed. And if you understand that and you know how to deal with that, you can be very successful. And at the moment, people are still very fearful. I mean, what we can see here, it still shows 22, but I think that is actually on yesterday's, based on yesterday's data. I think that will probably go up tomorrow. I thought we would maybe have already an update, but I think it was yesterday already at the same level. So I would estimate, if the price stays where it is today, that tomorrow we'll get a higher rating here. But generally what that shows is that we haven't seen the low yet. At the moment with 22, there is still downside potential, but also upside potential, of course, yeah. But it just means we can go lower, yeah. And it just means people are very fearful. And at the moment, generally, the overall market conditions, they are creating volatility. Yeah, there is uncertainty in the markets, inflation going higher and higher. Yeah, so it's really crazy what's going on in the world markets and financial markets. Bitcoin, as I said, above 42k at the moment, and my primary scenario still stands, where we go straight away into this target area here between 20 and 29k. Overall here, this is still the overall wave count that I see here for Bitcoin, that we have completed this wave 3 down there. This here was the completion of a wave 4, and we are now here in a bit more of probably a complex consolidation before we hopefully go down straight away into that last wave 5 here, which is part of a higher level corrective wave 2. And then in this yellow target area, ideally at around 27.5k, this is where the 61.8% fib level is. I would expect a turnaround here to the upside. So someone asked me if that wave 4 is already invalidated in the comments. No, it's not invalidated. It is still the highest point here. This is a wave 4. Even if we go higher, it wouldn't necessarily be invalidated, but above 46.5k, it just becomes much less likely that this is a wave 4. Theoretically, that wave 4 wouldn't get invalidated until we breach here the wave 1 level at 55k. But no, for me it is all based on fib levels. So if we draw the fib levels here from the wave 3 beginning to the wave 3 completion, you can actually see here that this is the area in which the wave 4 should normally complete. And you can see how relevant that was when we were down here at the wave 3. I told you that we can now expect a move to the upside, a recovery in a wave 4. Now that happened perfectly. We had here the range for that, with the minimum was 38.7k. Now that was achieved easily, but also the price adhered to that fib level here on the 1st of February. And then you get here this ideal target range between 43.3k and 46.6k. and that is exactly where we did get into, and this is typically at the 0.5 fib level where the wave 4 should stop, and this is also where it did stop. And therefore I say, if we move higher than this, if you move higher than this, then what you have to expect is a different wave count. It is a different wave count then, and it would be a higher level wave B. So basically that in this whole move down, we have to then take the whole movement from the top, from the all-time high, and then you're talking about a wave, not a wave 4 anymore. That would then assume that what I have currently labeled as wave 3 down here, this was already the completion of a 5-wave structure. So this would have been a wave A. What we then see here is a wave B, and we come down in a wave C into the yellow target area after that. And this alternative scenario would be spanning between 51k, that would be then the minimum. So if we break above 46.5k, then 51k would be the first target, 55 the next one, 61 the next one, and then 65. But at the latest here, I would expect a turnaround. I also would believe that if we break 46.5, that we go higher than just 51. So it would be between 55 and 65k, where I would then in the alternative scenario expect a turnaround. If Bitcoin moves above to that area, again, that can only happen if we break above 46.5k, because then this wave count here of the wave 4 will get much, much less likely. And you are then going to move up here. It will allow some of the indicators which are already turning bullish on the Bitcoin chart. For example, we took a look at that yesterday, the 4-day chart, the weekly chart, to basically build out their or to fulfill their bullish momentum, their bullishness, because they are turning potentially bullish. And then from here we should be able to, because probably at that point you will be overbought on the daily or whatever, we should be able to turn around again to the downside and then again correct down, because on the monthly chart, which is the higher level trend, you are pointing to the downside. The monthly MACD is still here showing absolutely bearish momentum. Here on the MACD, absolutely 3 red bars in a row now, and a Bitcoin which goes to new all-time highs shouldn't and wouldn't do that. Here on the weekly chart, and that is very relevant to take a look at. We took a look at that yesterday, that we can see here that MACD reducing the selling, the negative momentum consequently. And if this is persisting, and I told you that yesterday, then this could really become a buy signal here and could really accelerate that move to the upside to that 51, 55, 65k, whatever, where we would then, however, expect that turnaround then at some point. So it could be similar to that situation that we had down here in July, where we also started to move up to new all-time highs, but again, that was not a sustainable move to the upside. Of course, in these moves money can be made, and on this channel we are equipped for that, but it would not be, and that is what most people are interested in, it would not be a move to a sustainable move to new all-time highs, where you go to higher levels above 100k and then also stay there. That's what we want. The 4-day chart also shows this bullish momentum. We talked about that yesterday as well. This bullish MACD also showing potential for further upside. Generally those higher level indicators do that, whereas of course the monthly doesn't really, but the 4-day and the weekly, which are very relevant, are doing that as well. And then overall, due to this pump, even though yesterday on the daily the MACD was still reducing or increasing bearish momentum, from one day to another you probably see you suddenly see this bullish crossover. That is surprising on the MACD on the daily. That definitely is surprising. For now it seems to me that this level can be held, that we're holding above 42k, I mean, we need to be careful on the other hand, because on the shorter time frames you're now getting overbought. That is but that is only again on the shorter time frames. That daily MACD bullish crossover could indicate also shorter term higher prices now, because basically you get on the daily you have a bullish MACD, on the 4-day also, and on the weekly it's coming. Whereas yes, on the shorter time frames, yes, you are overbought, but again, it's only the very short time frame, and they can be easily corrected down again with a little bit of a correction down. So just really to let you know, I mean, on the hourly, you're already overbought anyway, and you can already see here on the hourly how the MACD is reducing this positive momentum again. So again, but what I really have to highlight, despite all of this, yeah, I mean, these indicators, what this just highlights to me, and that is so important to understand, that those indicators would support higher prices, yeah, the weekly and the 4-day, and therefore also this scenario that we break above 46.5k is not unrealistic. That's why I have talked about it for a while now. And given that bullish MACD on the daily, I would also not be surprised if we reach here again the 44.5k. Yeah, that is that next resistance level, and then the 45.5k is the next one. Yeah, we did reach that before, and then that fib level at 46.5. So there's a bit of a zone of resistance coming up, but really if you break that, then we can unlock higher prices. That's also when I would open a long position. I tell you that before because I might not be able to notify you when it actually happens. I will open a long position above 46.5k after a successful retest of the 4-hour candle, and then yeah, we'll take profits along the way, because I would see that as a shorter term long trade. Yeah, so very interesting times overall, and you can see that on this chart. Since we actually hit that wave 3 low and that wave 4 high, we have been in this range. Yeah, and within this range there is no, of course, the higher you go, the more likely it gets that we also break this 46.5k level, but until it really happens, you don't know. So we've got those two key scenarios, yeah, that are possible here, and you will be equipped for both, yeah, if you've been following me for the last few weeks and days and whatever. Cardano also recovering here a little bit together with Bitcoin. Nothing too crazy, yeah, for Cardano. I think it's just gonna follow Bitcoin. It is currently being it's currently being outperformed by Bitcoin. Yeah, we took a look at that yesterday on the ADA BTC chart. Also, you see that Bitcoin's recovery around 8%, Cardano's recovery only around 6.2% here. Important to see that Cardano did break here above this resistance level of that head and shoulders again, and it also broke above that previous high. For me, the next resistance level would now be here at around 88 cents. And then we've got the 92-cent level here to the upside. Currently getting overbought as well on the 1-hour chart. So we might have to see a retest again from above of that trend line, which is again at 82 cents. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do that, just because the 1-hour chart is now overbought. That would also be helping the 4-hour chart. 4-hour not yet overbought, so there is further upside potential, but because the 1-hour is, I think we could see here a retest of that support line before we move higher here. Could go all the way up to 92 cents, but again, it depends a little bit on Bitcoin now. Cardano really following Bitcoin at the moment, but being outperformed by Bitcoin as well at the same time. Still in the descending channel, and nothing too exciting happening here. Yeah, you see quite a significant Bitcoin move. Cardano just seems to be a bit slow at the moment, but again, we haven't reached the target area yet either, so every move down brings us closer to that target area here between 30 and 55 cents, where Cardano should then have another good chance to turn around. I don't think it will turn around on a sustainable basis before that. Yeah, I think we again, similar to Bitcoin, where I talk about the 29k level and below, I think here for Cardano we now need to see that 55-cent level and below. So of course I keep you updated here about the latest developments, keep you updated if anything exciting happens here on the charts, and that is the update for now. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe, and if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership for access to the Telegram live chat, the Discord server, and the weekly live stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.